Hi, beautiful. We're reading today in the text, chapter 30, the new beginning. We're in section 4, paragraph 1. You will attack what does not satisfy, and thus you will not see you made it up. You always fight illusions. For the truth behind them is so lovely and so still in loving gentleness. Were you aware of it? Were you aware of it, you would forget defensiveness entirely and rush to its embrace. I'll pause here and say, that's really, what a beautiful concept. Like, obviously we can only fight illusions because we would never fight the truth. The truth is so loving and still and gentle. The truth could never be attacked. And this you knew when you made idols. They were made that this might be forgotten. You attack but false ideas and never truthful ones. All idols are the false ideas you made to fill the gap you think arose between you and what is true. And you attack them for the things you think they represent. What lies beyond them cannot be attacked. The wearying, dissatisfying gods you made are blown up children's toys. A child is frightened when a wooden head springs up as a closed box is opened suddenly, or when a soft and silent woolly bear begins to squeak as he takes hold of it. The rules he made for boxes and for bears have failed him and have broken his control of what surrounds him, and he is afraid because he thought the rules protected him. Now must he learn the boxes and the bears did not deceive him, broke no rules, nor mean his world is made chaotic and unsafe. He was mistaken. He misunderstood what made him safe and thought that it had left. The gap that is not there is filled with toys in countless forms, and each one seems to break the rules you set for it. It never was the thing you thought. It must appear to break your rules for safety since the rules were wrong. I'll pause here and say, the rules of the ego are always wrong, right? They're based on delusion. But you are not endangered. You can laugh at popping heads and squeaking toys, as does the child who learns they are no threat to him. Yet while he likes to play with them, he still perceives them as obeying rules he made for his enjoyment. So there still are rules that they can seem to break and frighten him. Yet is he at the mercy of his toys? And can they represent a threat to him? So we'll pause here and say, we know that we are the dreamer of the dream, and we made this all up. So this is a really valid question. Are we at the mercy of our own toys that we created? No, we're not. But when you're in that delusion, when we're hostage to ego rather than host to God, it can seem real, it can seem scary, even though we're the one creating that nightmare. Reality observes the laws of God and not the rules you set. So I'll pause here and say, that's our salvation. That's the good news, is that reality doesn't listen to us. Reality with an uppercase R. Our delusions might listen to us, but they're not real. It is his laws that guarantee your safety. All illusions that you believe about yourself obey no laws. They seem to dance a little while according to the rules you set for them, but then they fall and cannot rise again. They are but toys, my child, so do not grieve for them. Their dancing never brought you joy, but neither were they things to frighten you, nor make you safe if they obeyed your rules. They must be neither cherished nor attacked. That's really beautiful. I'm going to read that again. They must be neither cherished nor attacked. Our delusions don't need to be cherished or attacked. Simply let go of. But merely looked upon as children's toys without a single meaning of their own. See one in them and you will see them all. See none in them and they will touch you not. Appearances deceive because they are appearances and not reality. Dwell not on them in any form. They but obscure reality, and they bring fear because they hide the truth. Do not attack what you have made to let you be deceived, for thus you prove that you have been deceived. Attack has power to make illusions real. Yet what it makes is nothing. Who could be made fearful by a power that can have no real effects at all? So I'll pause here and say, they can only have effect in perception, but not in reality. And perception can change, and it can be corrected. What could it be but an illusion making things appear like to itself? Look calmly at its toys and understand they are idols which but dance to vain desires. Give them not your worship, for they are not there. Yet this is equally forgotten in attack. God's Son needs no defense against his dreams. His idols do not threaten him at all. His one mistake is that he thinks them real. What can the power of illusions do? Appearances can but deceive the mind that wants to be deceived, and you can make a simple choice that will forever place you far beyond deception. You need not concern yourself with how this will be done, for this you cannot understand. But you will understand the mighty changes have been quickly brought about when you decide one very simple thing. You do not want whatever you believe an idol gives. Wow. Wow. You do not want whatever you believe an idol gives. If we were willing to believe that one truth, it says, that's it. Game over. The scary nightmare game is over. Now we can have some real fun, some real peace, some real joy. For thus the Son of God declares that he is free of idols, and thus is he free. Salvation is a paradox indeed. What could it be except a happy dream? It asks you, but that you forgive all things that no one ever did, to overlook what is not there, and not to look upon the unreal as reality. I'll pause here and say, basically, salvation is simply waking up from the nightmare and recognizing that you're already perfect, whole, and complete, and you're already safe. Because any of these false idols, these children's toys, these popping heads and squeaking toys that we believe are a threat to us are not. You're indomitable. Nothing can harm the Son of God. We're assured of that again and again in A Course in Miracles. And it's been really interesting to me as I apply these principles to my life to learn that love fixes by not fixing and solves by not solving. Because when we try to fix, force, change, or correct anything, all we do is deepen the illusion that anything's wrong. It's an inside-out job. We wake up from the nightmare, and then if there's any aligned action that needs to be taken, it's obvious. We don't have to figure it out. Thank you so much for being here. You're so beautiful. Thank you for being a light in the dark, a beacon of hope. And simply by being your true authentic self, you are an indomitable, miraculous example to everyone around you. Because they get to see what that looks like. You can laugh at popping heads and squeaking toys, as does the child who learns they are no threat to him. I'll see you soon.